understanding the existing behavioral health needs of Kings County residents. To participate in this anonymous survey, visit kcbh.org. That's kcbh.org. Survey results will be used to County Behavioral Health Needs Assessment and are part of the community program and planning process. This ad was funded by the Mental Health Services Act, Proposition 63.
Me again, it's not bad enough yet. Democrat voters have not been kicked in the Johnson that hard yet. They will, because Biden is going to double down. More spending is going to mean more inflation. It's going to mean more open borders. He's going to cave to the radical left. It's going to mean more fentanyl. It's going to mean more pushes to, attack police departments around the country by liberals. Maybe Biden will run a little interference on that, but that's it. It's going to get worse. So as it gets worse, there's not going to be anyone else to blame but Biden.
Nice freaking underwear. I like that.
He won't change anything. Now, let me put a little caveat emptor here. Listen, buyer beware. I am in no way endorsing Bill Clinton's presidency with this next segment. I want to put that out there because I love reading your feedback, but I don't like wasting time on feedback for stuff I didn't say. It drives me crazy. I'm not endorsing his presidency. However, Bill Clinton was far smarter politically, well, smarter in general. That doesn't say much, than Joe Biden. Joe Biden's probably one of the dumbest human beings to ever occupy the White House, so it's not exactly a high bar. But Bill Clinton, he surrounded himself with a lot of liberals, but a lot of centrist Democrats, too, who were concerned about political tactics and strategery, right? One of them was Dick Morris. You've heard these stories 1,000 times. Dick Morris had a unique feel for what the conservative right, was thinking. And he knew in order for Bill Clinton to get elected that after he took a whooping in the first term, midterm of his presidency, he understood that Bill Clinton had to make a move back to the middle or was going to be the first president since the one he beat to serve only one term. He knew that. So this pivot had to happen. Now, there were a number of these moments, the era of big government's over, where you see the evolution of Bill Clinton welfare reform from radical Hillary Care nutbag government-run medicine Democrat to old school kind of Southern blue dog Democrat, where we had a capital gains tax cut. He had an income tax hike, but a capital gains tax cut, welfare reform. These were relatively conservative things. He did this in conjunction with the Newt Gingrich Congress. Now, folks, Bill Clinton got elected in an electoral landslide we haven't seen modern times reelected. He did. It's just a fact. And despite the, in the Oval Office with Monica, what does that actually mean? Paul and I have debated this for you. I don't know. But whenever my friend in the Secret Service used to talk about, hey, listen, we went to serve the arrest warrant, and it was, we got in at a bad time. I was like, well, what does that mean? He's like, dude, I don't speak. What is it? Well, Bill Clinton was doing with Monica Lewinsky, right? And he leaves office with 60% approval. Even after all that, okay? This was one of those moments that led to that. That is not going to happen with Joe Biden. This is called the Sister Soldier moment. It's taken on kind of an iconic place in our culture. Here's the backstory. Bill Clinton gets invited to speak at the Rainbow Coalition, one of these racial identity politics groups, right? And just a couple days prior, Sister Soldier, an activist, she speaks there, and she says this crazy stuff, the racist stuff. It was nonsense, right? Total garbage. So people were really upset at what she had said. Now, Bill Clinton's going to speak in front of this group. Now, there's a lot of pressure by lefty groups to get him to shut his mouth and not say anything. Now, to his credit at the time, I'll play the cut for you right now. He gets up, Bill Clinton in the Rainbow Coalition, and he does a massive pivot from what you know now to be far-left liberal cancel culture. Liberals now, if you said anything like this, condemning like Colin Kaepernick wearing socks that had police officers depicted as pigs, remember when he did that? Now, forget it. You say anything against Colin Kaepernick and you're a Democrat, you're kicked out of the party immediately. This was Bill Clinton's Sister Soldier moment, one that Joe Biden will never have, where a lot of even conservative Americans were like, hey, I don't like the guy's politics, but I'm glad he finally took a stand against these folks. Check it out.
You had a rap singer here last night named Sister Soldier.
I defend her right to express herself through music. But her comments before and after Los Angeles were filled with the kind of hatred that you do not honor today and tonight. Just listen to this. What she said. She told the Washington Post about a month ago, and I quote, "If black people kill black people every day, why not have a week and kill white people? So you're a gang member and you normally kill somebody? Why not kill a white person?" Last year she said, "You can't call me or any black person anywhere in the world a racist. We don't have the power to do to white people what white people have done to us. And even if we did, we don't have that low-down, dirty nature. If there are any good white people, I haven't met them. Where are they? Right here in this room. That's where they are." I know she is a young person, but she has a big influence on a lot of people. And when people say that, if you took the words white and black and you reversed them, you might think David Duke was giving that speech. Whoa. You imagine saying that today as a Democrat? Listen again, I'll say it for the second time so there's no confusion. I'm not endorsing Bill Clinton's presidency. However, policies at work are policies at work. The Bill Clinton era, we spent 20% of GDP on government. We're up near 23, 24 now. I'll trade that. That wasn't Clinton's idea, it was Gingrich's idea. But Clinton knew he had to play ball. I'll take welfare reform. I'll take a capital gains tax cut. That happened in the Clinton years when Gingrich pushed them. This isn't a let's celebrate the Bill Clinton presidency day show. I played that clip for you to show you Joe Biden has none of those political instincts at all. And even worse, he doesn't have the guts. Clinton gave that speech because he wanted to win. And you know what? He had the guts to say it to a Democrat Party that probably wasn't ready to hear it that day. And you know, the kooks and nuts in the party and the left were like, oh my gosh, look at Bill Clinton attacking a black woman, sister soldier. It happened. You can read it yourself. It was in the 90s. You can go check it out. Obviously, it was his presidency. Just put sister soldier, Bill Clinton. You can read all the articles. They're still there, archived. But folks, the guy got reelected. And again, left office even after the with 60% approval. Because he had political instincts that Joe Biden will never have. Ever. Hence, it will get worse. The hellscape he's trying to turn America into now, with rampaging inflation, a soon-to-be recession. That's if we're not in one already. You want to hear about GDP because it's going to get, they're going to change the definition of that too. We've already had 2 negative quarters of GDP. We're already in a recession. Yeah, it recovered a little bit. But all of this stuff is going to get worse. And when it does, the price will become high for associating yourself with the Democrat liberal brand, and you'll put the product back on the shelf because the price is too high. It's just not high enough yet. There was in a lot of swing districts around the country where we won back the House of Representatives. It just isn't in a lot of other ones. Eventually they'll wake up, folks. I'm telling you, we're in the midst of a major realignment. Hispanic voters, you're seeing Hispanic voters move in droves. We have an article in our show notes today from El American about the how well the Republican Party did with Hispanic and Latino voters. You're watching right now a major realignment of the parties. The working class, people without college degrees moving in massive numbers towards the GOP. Married families moving in massive numbers towards the GOP. Even unmarried men, we're not doing that bad there either. Because there will be no pivot by Joe Biden. If you don't like radical leftist CRT, sexual identity politics, indoctrination to your kids, high taxes, inflation, open borders, fentanyl, and crime, he's just going to jam it down your throat like the syrup of Ipecac. That's it. And you're going to take it. You can also expect a doubling down on the weaponization of government, too. I want to play for you coming up after the break in the next hour here, too. One of the most troubling things I've ever heard from the bully pulpit of the White House. Joe Biden going after a private citizen because he just doesn't like the man's politics. This is third world stuff. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Larry Elder, and I want to tell you about a man named George who wrote in about his experience with 100%